Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we are jumping in this rusty old Cessna 172 and we're going to be making our way from Omarama here in New Zealand down the South Island across to Queenstown. A pretty treacherous flight. The wings may or may not stay on. That's yet to be determined, and that's why we ask all passengers, as you can see on the nose right there, to sign the waiver and hop on board. So we're going to take a look around this absolutely fantastic Kiwi Air aircraft, but before I do that, you know what you need to do down below. Go ahead, smash that like button. Do it now while you're thinking about it. Also, if you are new, how about consider subscribing? It costs nothing at all except just a little bit of self-respect, and let's be honest, we all give up a little bit of self-respect on a Friday night after a few beers. You know it. Anyway, big shout out to Pathogen or John for putting together this livery here for the Cessna 172 for good old Kiwi Air. Those of you that have been flying with me on my live streams that generally go at 1800 on a Friday, or 1800 GMT that is on a Friday, or 1800 GMT on a Saturday, or both. Come and join us. We get a lot of people flying along. Usually get about 30 odd people flying along with me as we totally test the limits of aviation law. But anyway, let's check out this beautiful aircraft right here. But don't be concerned about it, because it's completely fine. We've got our pilots in there, and our pilots have got two uniforms. One is the good old Hawaiian shirt, absolutely sensational. It's summer over here in New Zealand. Well, just about. It's kind of end of summer, but it's still completely fine. And also the bomber jacket Kiwi Mace right there too. And big shout out to NZA Simulations Reva, who put that together for me. But as we can see, we've got a few features here that just make the passengers feel right at home. We've got the good old hold on tight on the front there. And look at the quality of that paintwork. Absolutely sensational. Was done with a piece of chalk, I think, but there's no problem there. That is trademarked, by the way, that hold on tight sign. Now that might look like a bit of rust on the prop right there, but don't worry about it. Just squint your eyes and you won't see it. We've gone ahead and got a professional spray painter to actually put the logo on the side there, or the name of the company on the side there. I think it looks sensational. Oh, who's this bloody ugly bugger right here? Oh, actually, it looks pretty decent. And check out that Hawaiian shirt, looking fantastic. As I always say, your safety is our 29th priority. You know, it is a priority. You cannot disagree with that. So we get around the tail right here. Now the elevators and the vertical stabilizer may or may not stay on, just like the wings. There is a few rusting issues right here. But, you know, as a company, we've decided that actually brings a bit of character to the plane. And I think when it comes to aviation, and if in doubt, risk it. Let's jump inside the cockpit, everybody. And I really love the scheme right here that we've put together. Fantastic recycled polystyrene that's been dyed with food colouring. That's what the panels are. Now, some of these buttons are just for show. They don't actually work. But it's all about looking good, not actually being good. We've got our good old Kiwi Mace logo over there. A few little... look at this. Only 7 crashes. I mean, I think you've got to agree that's pretty good. Do not hold on to this when terrified. Yeah, look, I mean, that's a safety feature. Like I said, safety is our priority, 29th priority. And, you know, you've got to make sure that you've got the signs around the aircraft. You might say, hey, you need to clean the aircraft. Once again, it's all about character. So now the air conditioning doesn't work in here, so don't bother trying. But luckily, these windows do work. When you open them, what happens is it actually just falls down to the ground. So you will have air conditioning for the remainder of the flight, but at least you're going to have it, so stop complaining. Let's go back to the back seat here, and look at this glorious paint job. Now, these are Mark II Cortina seats that we've repurposed for a Cessna 172, and I think you all agree they are absolutely tremendous. If we look down here, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. Oh, look, someone's written a Google review for us here. Goodbye, I leave everything to my... Oh, no, what the... I survived. Of course you would. Ha! Whoever would think that there would be any issues? Anyway, why do I go outside? Because I'm a complete idiot, that's why. Anyway, back into the cockpit here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start this thing up. Taxi out there. Do a few jump cuts. We won't get to... I'm not going to bore you with the entire cruise. And then we'll just check out some of this awesome scenery down here in Queenstown in New Zealand. Now, if the plane does happen to fall out of the sky and crash, I'll make sure I catch that on video, because I know that will be... you know, as evidence, really, for the CAA over here in New Zealand, the Civil Aviation Authority. who have indeed revoked our licenses, but at the end of the day, look, I just don't think that's a major issue. I've shown time and time again that 3 times out of 10 I fly safely and make it to the destination. I think those are odds everyone's happy with. So anyway, with that said, I am using the good old Extreme 3D Pro, which is actually installed in these aircraft, because I cannot be bothered getting the honeycomb out of my cupboard, because when it comes to laziness, I'm number one. Let's go ahead and turn that on right there. Our mixture is rich. Our parking brake may or may not be on. Let's give it a little bit of juice right here, everybody. Let's try a beacon light on. I don't know why these turkeys are sitting around wondering what the hell's going on, but we'll turn the key right here, everybody. Oh, we've got a good start. 50% of the time it starts 100% of the time. Very happy with that. Alright, this has actually got the G1000 mod in it, and this is really where the value of the aircraft is in this. So I'd highly recommend getting it. I'm not linking it because I can't be bothered. I'm having a lazy day. But what you can do is go to menu right here, and you can increase the brightness on your PFD. Right there, boom, and on your MFD, but you actually got to turn on your MFD first. Ha! It's a little bit technical. So we're going to be flying, we'll just wait for this to zoom up here. Here goes our route right here. It's a southerly direction right here over some pretty high mountains. And I'm not talking about mountains that are smoked a good old blunt. These are mountains that have a bit of elevation in them. And you know, in real life, when you fly down through these valleys here, you get thrown around. I was going to say you get jumped around. You might get jumped around on Kiwi, yeah. You get thrown around a little bit, but today I've got the weather set to just a preset, so it shouldn't be too bad. Go ahead and should be just 299 on the Barrow, which is not actually correct for New Zealand, but let's just run for it. Run with it. We don't use inches over here. We use inches for other things, but not for the Barrow. Anyway, what was I saying? Southerly direction in New Zealand, north odd, south even. So I'm going south. So even altitude we're going to look for. Once again, I'm lazy, so I'm going to go ahead and set the altitude over here. Let's get up to about south even, 8,000 feet. Let's go ahead and do that. We can actually probably fly VFR today. Visual flight rules. Also virtual flight rules if you've got a headset. It's new, don't bother looking it up, just trust me. So the CDI, there we go, we're throwing it in there. This will mean that we'll actually follow the track of our GPS right here. Global positioning system or great peanut salad. Yeah, stick to my day job. Okay, we're lined up here on runway, whatever runway it is. I didn't check, but it's into the wind, and that's all good, even though we've got no wind data down here. You may have noticed too that I was taxiing too fast. Well, at the end of the day, the one thing I learnt at flight school is laws only apply if you're being watched. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead, give ourselves full power. A little bit of left torque right there. The propeller so far is staying on the aircraft, and that already is a win for the flight. I don't think I'm actually in the middle of this runway. It's all good, it's all grass, so it's not a problem at all. We'll just get that speed up a bit. There's a little bit of back pressure right here, and it will just start flying. And there we go, everybody. We are airborne. Gear up. No, there's no gear. There is gear, and it's not retractable, but it very well may fall off, so, you know, just be aware of that. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to do a few jump cuts. We'll do a bit of a summary of the cruise, etc., just through video, so you can enjoy that and not listening to me while on. And we'll meet you once we're on final approach. Just catch you very soon. Oh man, I was catching a few Z's there, and what the heck is okay, ladies and gentlemen, just relax. We seem to have an issue right here. Man, I must have oops, I bumped the mixture. Not a problem at all. just like to remind everybody to please fasten your seatbelts, and I hope you're enjoying the flight. Some fantastic scenery around here. Okay everybody, welcome back to the final stages of this flight, and you may be wondering, hold on a minute, that's the threshold and the runway over there to the right. Well, I've been paid 12 Nespresso capsules to take these particular passengers straight to the terminal. They're in a rush, and so given that I'm not actually speaking to the tower, so I don't need clearance, I gave myself the authority to land nice and closely, and we're just going to drop them off right outside the terminal over there. So this is the sort of service you can expect to get here at Kiwi Air. So we'll just go, just move it on in here. Looking good so far. I think this is completely fine. We'll just make sure we don't run over any passengers around the place here. This is looking good, a bit side slippy, but we'll put the brakes on. We need to turn this like this now, big left hand turn through the middle of these pallets here. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, perfect. Just like a slingshot at an aircraft carrier, I've managed to stop the aircraft very quickly. Our passengers, they get out, they're going to reach their taxi on time, and I think everyone's happy. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kiwi Air providing outstanding service to passengers since ages ago. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash your like button, subscribe, buy your tickets to a Kiwi Air flight, and we will see you next time. Take it easy.